Have you ever loved someone so deeply that even after they're gone, you still feel them in the room? What do you do when the relationship ends, but the emotions don't? In 1984, Phil Collins wrote a song that didn't try to be poetic. It didn't try to be strong. It simply asked, "How can you just walk away from me?" This is the story of Against All Odds. Welcome to Soundscape, where music isn't just heard, it's remembered. Tonight, this episode takes us into one of the most emotionally raw ballads of the 1980s, a soundtrack song that became bigger than the film it was written for. But before we understand the song, we have to understand the man behind it. Before the ballads, before the stadium tours, before that unmistakable voice, Phil Collins was a child actor in London, born in 1951. He was drawn to rhythm early. At 5 years old, he received a toy drum kit. That toy kit became destiny. He joined the progressive rock band Genesis in 1970, first as a drummer. He wasn't meant to be the frontman, but when lead singer Peter Gabriel left the band in 1975, Phil stepped forward, and something unexpected happened. The drummer had a voice that felt human, not flashy, not overproduced, just honest. In 1981, Phil released his debut solo album, Face Value, and on it was a song born from personal devastation, In the Air Tonight, written during the breakdown of his first marriage. It introduced the world to Phil Collins, the solo artist, introspective, vulnerable, emotionally exposed. That vulnerability became his signature. He wasn't afraid to admit heartbreak. He wasn't afraid to sound wounded. And that emotional openness led directly to Against All Odds. The song was originally written during sessions for Face Value, but didn't make the album. Later it was chosen as the theme song for the 1984 film Against All Odds. But here's the truth. The song wasn't really about the movie. It was about Phil's collapsing relationship. The lyrics feel like a confrontation, but not an angry one. Just confused, hurt, disoriented. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? It's not dramatic, it's helpless. That's what makes it powerful. Musically, the song is so restrained. It starts with a soft piano, minimal percussion, and a build that feels like emotion rising in real time. Phil's vocal delivery isn't polished. It cracks, it strains. It feels like someone trying not to cry while speaking. The chorus doesn't explode, it aches. Take a look at me now. That line became one of the most recognizable pleas in pop history. When it was released in 1984, the song became Phil Collins' first #1 solo hit in the US, a global radio staple, and one of the defining breakup ballads of the decade. It was nominated for major awards and became a part of 80s pop culture. But its power wasn't in its chart position, it was in its relatability, because everyone has had that moment, watching someone walk away and not knowing how to stop it. Let's pause here for a moment. What breakup song defined your life? Was it this one? And when you first heard Take a Look at Me Now, what memory came back? Share it below, and tell us which song Soundscape should explore next. Your story could shape the next episode. Against All Odds wasn't an isolated moment. Phil Collins built a career on this kind of emotional transparency. Songs like Separate Lives, One More Night, and even Another Day in Paradise show this. He didn't write fantasy love songs. He wrote about distance, regret, longing, and social realities. He made vulnerability commercially successful without losing sincerity. What makes Against All Odds so special in soundscape history is that it transcended its film. Many soundtrack songs fade with the movie, but this one didn't. It outlived it. It became the definitive heartbreak anthem of the era. And decades later it still plays during quiet nights when someone feels alone. Phil Collins' career would soar through the 80s and 90s. Massive tours, multiple Grammys, an Oscar for You'll Be in My Heart. But his personal life remained complicated. Divorce, public scrutiny, health struggles in later years. And through it all, his music remained confessional. He never pretended to be invincible. And that's why people believed him. Against All Odds isn't about anger. It's about that quiet, suspended moment after love ends but before acceptance begins. It captures the emotional space between "I can't believe this is happening" and "I guess I have to let you go." Some songs shout, some songs distract, and some songs just sit beside you while you try to understand what just happened. This is one of those songs. This has been Soundscape, songs that changed a generation. If this story moved you, subscribe, like, and share it with someone who once needed this song. And tell us in the comments what song helped you survive heartbreak, because somewhere out there someone else might need that soundtrack too.